Hello, and welcome to the i2i Workplace Management Series. This series of training classes intends to provide insight for supervisors, team leaders, project managers, and anyone in a position that needs to motivate, inspire, coach, and drive the performance of the team. Your job is to get work done through other people, and this is done through a respectful approach to employee engagement, seeing employees eye to eye, which is why we named the company i2i Workplace. Respecting the individual and valuing every employee for the skills they bring to the table. The i2i also stands for Idea to Implementation. So while much of management training can be conceptual or theoretical, this training is not. It combines the idea with the implementation to make an impact on behavior, to maximize employee performance, engagement, and involvement. At the end of each section, you will be asked to apply what you learned so the idea becomes implemented for maximum impact. In this first segment, we'll talk about defining roles and responsibilities, setting goals, and holding employees accountable. One of the most important aspects of management or supervision is to clarify roles and responsibilities. The clarification process is determining who does what and why. Some of this is done through job descriptions or job scorecards that your HR department likely created. The job classification process is important to ensure that your staff has clarity on their priorities and job functions. You can start there and set the priorities of the job, reporting relationship, essential functions, and marginal functions. It's like the rules of engagement in a board game. However, it is important that the manager or supervisor apply this consistently and fairly, and not have employees working out of class or taking on too many new responsibilities. The process of defining roles and responsibilities is also important when setting up a special team or project or a task. Here are some things to consider when defining roles and responsibilities on the team. It's called the basic model. Bandwidth. Do team members on the project have the capability, in terms of extra unallocated hours, to be an effective member of the team? A is for availability. Is the person available when needed, or must you wait until his or her schedule opens up? Too many commitments will result in an overworked team or slip schedules. Make certain that the team assignments are realistic given other priorities. S, skill. In your assignment, you should consider the skills and abilities of team members. Efficiency and expertise might impact the schedule as well. While it might be comforting to assign a person that has experience in the required area because you know that they will get the job done within a specific time frame, if another person needs to take on their responsibilities, the new person may not have the same skill level. I, interest. Skills and abilities are important, but individual interests should also be taken into consideration. Just because someone might have experience in one industry or with a specific product or service doesn't mean that they aren't interested in expanding their horizons when assigning roles and responsibilities. Think outside the parameters and expectations that you mark people with and give them a chance to develop their skills in different areas. C, commitment. Is the person able to commit to the tasks and deadlines? Getting commitment from team members is essential for a successful project. A person cannot do a good job if they don't know what they're supposed to do or they don't have the skills to do it. To make it easy for your team members to succeed, make certain that they do not fall into any of these traps. The first is lack of knowledge. While a person may be an internal expert on the subject, they might not know everything needed to get the task done successfully. So provide them with knowledge in terms of articles, searching on the internet, emailing various materials to team members, or provide books on the subject. Lack of skills. Working on a team may be new to some people. Sure, they may possess individual productivity skills, but they might not have the skills required to work together effectively. Skills like conflict resolution or team problem solving, teamwork, communication. Those skills can go a long way to ensuring the success of a team. Too many responsibilities. Oftentimes, team members overcommit when they are already over capacity, so make sure that they have the ability to get the job done. Lack of urgency. What's important to you as a manager or supervisor may not be important to others on the team. So make sure that everyone is on board and has the same ideas about the importance and the urgency. Be open and honest about your need for commitment and allow those that do not believe in your project to opt out. And a very common trap is interpersonal issues. Working closely with other people can be challenging, particularly when dealing with stressful situations, and conflict is likely to arise. But that can actually be beneficial to the team. You don't want everyone to think exactly alike, and differing personalities each bring fresh ideas, skills, backgrounds, and perspectives. When conflict does arise, identify the causes of the conflict and try to resolve it. Setting verifiable goals. In order to set verifiable goals, you need to do the following. First of all, establish a clear definition and purpose. The clearer the goal, the more likely you'll succeed at achieving it. Secondly, you have to be honest. Be honest with yourself as well as with your team members. Have the intention to accomplish the goal only if everyone is committed to it. Determination. Determination means you need to be decisive and determined to stay the course for the long haul and not give up easily. Consciousness. Be awake and alert and look where you are going. Make sure that you maintain this level of consciousness in everything that you do. Recognize when you have accomplished the goal. Once you've made headway in a specific project, celebrate your success and reward yourself and the team for accomplishing work. You've heard of SMART goals. Well, we want our goals to be smarter. Here's the acronym. Meaningful goals must be S, specific, and written. Putting goals in writing is important. The act of distilling your desires so that they can be articulated concisely in a few words is a valuable exercise. S also stands for specific, significant, and strategic. M is for measurable. Effective goals will have a measurable result. You want to be able to determine clearly when you have succeeded or failed at your goal. Quantitative goals are measured in terms of dollars, percentages, ratios, or other numeric factors. Qualitative measurements are more difficult. For example, a goal to improve my written communication skills is vague and not easily measured. What will be the specific desired outcome? A more effective goal might be to improve my written communication skills so that I can write well-organized and concise business letters with confidence and ease. M could also stand for meaningful or motivational. A stands for achievable. Goals must be achievable or they become meaningless. The A could also stand for attainable or adjustable, since goals often need to be recalibrated due to the impact of other factors. R, realistic. Unrealistic goals can be frustrating and demotivational. The person has to know that the goal is realistic and you have their commitment for moving forward. Attaining a goal requires the cooperation of another person. It is important to gain that person's commitment up front. T, time-bound. Vague requirements such as soon as possible will not get the task accomplished. Unless you assign a deadline, it is too easy to put the task on the back burner. T could also stand for timely, time-bound, tractable, and tangible. E stands for economical and ethical. Obviously, you have to have the budget approved before you go forward with any project. And is it a good use of any effort? Economical could refer to energy, time, money, or the employee's focus. And obviously, it goes without saying that you cannot compromise your ethics. E could also stand for engaging, because we have to involve the employee in all of our decisions and setting goals. And R, the goals have to be within the realm of control of the employee and also compatible with other goals. To have professional goals that conflict with personal goals is setting yourself up for failure. You have to decide on what is most important and align your goals appropriately. Once you set those goals, you're going to want to hold employees accountable. This article by Peter Bregman was from the Harvard Business Review. His article states that there are 5 ways to hold people accountable. First of all, clarifying expectations, clarifying capability, clarifying measurements, clarifying feedback, and clarifying the consequences. Managers and supervisors must communicate expectations the right way. Here are a few tips. Set high expectations. Sometimes seemingly impossible goals are the most likely to be met. Ordinary expectations can be self-defeating because people realize such goals won't be hard to accomplish, so they don't try very hard. Thus, you should set goals that will first provoke the response that they can never be attained. Be clear that you are expecting something truly out of the ordinary. These are called stretch goals. As you declare and continually reinforce what you're hoping for, those from whom you're desiring the behavior will start working hard towards it with a focused effort that the ball should quickly start rolling towards the goal. Communicate your expectations clearly. Make sure there's no ambiguity in what is expected. Describe specifically what you're aiming for. And be positive. There should be no confusion in anyone's mind about what you're asking. If your goals and priorities are clearly articulated, then those that will execute them will be able to focus all their effort on attaining them. Make sure those expectations fit their recipients. A leader should make sure that they declare the right expectations to the right people, considering the employee's background, abilities, and circumstances. There's no point in setting a goal that's far removed from what someone has any experience or expertise in. Also, communicate your expectations at every level. Be consistent. Make sure the employee understands that you trust them and they will grow to the level of performance you expect. And reconfirm your expectations constantly. You'll have to check in with the employee to make sure they understand what it is they're trying to achieve. Clear capability. What skills does the person need to meet the expectations? What resources will they need? If the person does not have what's necessary, can they acquire what's missing? And if so, what's the plan? If not, you'll need to delegate to someone else. Otherwise, you're setting the person up for failure. Clear measurement. Nothing is more frustrating than being surprised by failure. Sometimes the surprise is because the person who should be delivering the results is afraid to ask for help. And sometimes it comes from premature optimism on both sides. So make sure that your expectations are agreed upon and recommunicate weekly with milestones, with clear, measurable, and objective targets. And if any of the targets slip, jump on it immediately and brainstorm a solution, identify ways to fix the situation, redesign the schedule, or respond in some other way that gets the person back on track. Honest, open, and ongoing feedback is critical. You need to ensure that the person has the skills and the abilities to do the job, and giving them feedback on that performance is important. And clarify consequences. You have two choices, either positive or negative. What could possibly happen as a result of their input into the project? And if the person succeeded, you should reward them appropriately. And if they did not succeed, they may not be a good fit for the role, or you should take corrective action to ensure that they do have the skills needed to perform on the job. As a final thought, make sure that you are not telling them what to do, but are actively asking them for their opinion and getting involvement from the employee. This is key. So ask employees for their feedback. They'll understand the expectations better, and they will be more confident that they can achieve those expectations. They're likely to perform at a higher level and be more engaged in their work, providing better quality and commitment to the job. Raise the bar, challenge your employees, motivate and inspire them, and continually ask if we are focusing on the right priorities. Here's a reminder that in discussing with staff, you need to be fair and consistent. Be respectful of their individual needs and style, and try to determine and tell them what's in it for them, why they should want to do a good job, what they can learn, how it will help them or help the team, customers, or clients, as well as the organization. Thank you for your participation. This has been a presentation of i2i Workplace. The topic was talent management, roles, goals, and responsibilities.